Hey y'all. So I watched AEW Full Gear Yet Night 2024, and I would have reviewed it yet night, but it was too late and people were asleep. So I just wanted to review it today because I wanted to go back and watch the matches. So first of all, this was a fantastic pay-per-view as always. Some people are divided on the ending. I somewhat get that. I don't have much of a problem with the ending as some people did, apparently, but I certainly get where they're coming from. I didn't want the priest though, but apparently AJ Boom, I think that's the name, or Boom Boom AJ or something. He beat QT Marshall on the priest though. Which he got a good reaction. I saw the bill he gave, so that's good. Maybe I'll go back and watch it. Probably not though. The soap proper we start with the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, and this was not all I expected the result, but this wasn't what I expected. We got Private Party, the new tag team champions after beating the Young Bucks. Should have happened a long time ago, like I say, but a combination of injuries between either one of the two kept them from the scene. If they hadn't been injured, they'd be either 2 or 3 time tag team champions by now. I remember when I first saw them, I told a friend of mine, okay, give these guys 1 or 2 years, and they'll be up there with the Young Bucks in conversation for the greatest tag team of all time. So anyway, we had Private Party, House of Black, um, Private Party, House of Black, some other. Oh, Acclaimed. Private Party, House of Black, the Acclaimed, and the Outrunners. This wasn't it wasn't really much of a match. I mean, and when I say wasn't much of a match, I mean it lasted like 5 minutes. The story of this match really, which I give them credit for sticking with it indeed, but the story of the match was really the acclaimed was really the acclaimed Private Party. Some that broke down the gin and juice. Yeah, this was I won't say yeah, you know what? I will say it. It was disappointing. And I don't know why it was so short. I do not know why it was so short. I mean, it was a long show. It was almost 4 hours, yes, but usually they have a nice consistency between the matches, nice consistent timings. But no, this went like 5, maybe 10 minutes, maybe under 10 minutes. But it was okay for what it was. Like I say, the story first with the acclaimed breakup, and I don't they win. They retain the tag team titles. Which, like I say, I expected the result. I expected them to win, but I didn't expect how short this match would be. Thankfully enough, the next match makes up for it. We got Mercedes Monet versus Chris Statlander for the AW for the TBS title. Now this was the Chris Daniel that I saw on CW, and I said, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be big in the women's division." But then she got the Owen gimmick, which got over. I'm not gonna say it didn't, but she dropped A in Persona A in Persona now. I don't know where that came from really. But this was a great match. I mean, and I hear from some people, and I'm not saying I'm not one of these people, but I hear from some people, some reviewers, oh, Mercedes Moné's been disappointing. She's been disappointed since the came made to AEW. And I agree. I mean, we know how great Mercedes is, but her AEW run is just not years old. So, but this was a great match. Say what you want to about the Camille thing, which I think we can all agree they messed that up pretty bad with Camille and Mercedes. And they killed Camille off in like what a few weeks, a month. So but yeah, this was great. Yada Resin, yada power moves, yada yada countered visible frustrations from Mercedes. He is the name maker, but Dad Yanda kicks out. They go for the Meteora, Dad Yanda catches her. They go for the bank statement, but Chris Dad Yanda powers out of it. But in the end, Mercedes does pin Dad Yanda with the Amato Cradle, and it wasn't like this was a dirty victory either. She won keen as king can be. But she didn't make a tap out, so I could see the two having another match. Not necessarily a submission match, but since he didn't make a tap out, I could see the two having another match where that happens. I'm not saying it will happen, but I can see that once he makes Tradian to tap out. We get MJF versus Roderick Strong. Now the story of this match was the pseudo story was Adam Cole and Roderick Strong had to win 3 matches, and whoever wins 3 matches first gets into Evan full gear. But because that stimulation never, well, I won't say never made sense, but I had some people complaining, oh, they changed the stimulation. They changed the stimulation triple threat match. But I always assumed that was the case. Because what if your what if by seeing them yuck, both both participants end up winning 2 matches and the other guy just goes on first and wins his match? I mean, that's not your fault. Only one match can happen at a time. So I always assumed that was how it'd be. But anyway, we get Roderick Strong versus MJF. This was a rookie match. This reminded me, oh yeah, Roderick Strong is one of the best to ever do it, isn't he? It's it's easy to forget that sometimes. Baffingly enough. And I mean, I don't blame Tony Khan or anything. Roderick Strong's been injured. Roderick Strong was injured for like a year with a neck injury. And I can't remember if he broke a neck or if it was just a neck injury. I'm pretty sure he broke a neck. But yeah, Rod Strong was out for a concerning length of time, but now he's back and he wrestled MJF in a really great match. MJF worked over his hand, worked over his arm, tapped his fingers at the turnbuckle, wrenched them back. He twisted his arm in a kiosk position, dumped him in the tights, powerbombed him on the apron. Yucky Roddy got an arm out. Indeed, that's what the commentator said. But yeah, Roderick Strong, yeah, MJF worked over his arm, and this actually created the finish of the match. MJF finished one of its finishes is assaulted as armbar. It's an armbar. Obviously, it's an armbar where the giving wrenches the arm up. So MJF gets that armbar in. Roderick Strong just taps. And the commentators put over, oh, his fingers have got to be broken, or his arm's got to be dislocated or something, for him to tap out that quickie, that instantaneously. And before the ending happened, I was like, I'd love to see Roger Strong and the Hurt Syndicate. I don't know if the Hurt Syndicate's only recruiting Biakra, but I'd love to see Roger Strong in the Hurt Syndicate. I wouldn't think they only recruiting Biakra, because I would think they just see money. But the end of the match is sort of funny how this all went down, and frustrating also, but funny. The end of the match, Roderick gets down on the mat. MJF gets a chair and starts putting his arm in the chair, Roderick's arm in the chair, that is, to humanize his arm. And I'm like, okay, good spot. This isn't gonna happen, but good spot. But no. MJF stomps on an arm, and then Adam Cole comes out. I'm like, okay, bud, that's I'm sorry, Roddy. Adam doesn't seem to care about you that much. But I know why they did it. It's just funny. It's just funny how it all went down. I mean, why have Adam Cole come out at all? Or even, well, not necessarily not in the building, but why have Adam Cole even come out at all if you're just going to do that? I mean, that raises the question why he didn't come out and stop MJF before. But also, one other thing, Kyle comes out. Kyle O'Reilly comes out. He was on the shelf too for a long time. Now he did break his neck, I believe. Or maybe I'm getting all this wrong. But he was out for 2 years. He was out for 2 years, I do know that. So Kyle O'Reilly comes out and Gold contacts his look on his face, goes looking at MJF. Kyle screams, "Go find MJF, go find him and bring him. He broke your best friend, well, supposedly be your best friend's arm. He broke his arm, so go find him. This is all your fault." Really. I mean, I know they positioned Cole as the babyface and all this after the fall of the Devil storyline, but I don't blame him. I do not blame Kyle one bit if he turned on Adam. Next up, we get Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay. Or I think after that, actually, we get the champagne celebration. Mariah May and Mina Sakura. Which this was great for what it was. I had to I had to close my door in case anybody will see me. But I didn't want someone to come in and wonder what I was watching. But but we get the champagne celebration. Mina and Mariah. And Mariah said, "Oh, there's no one more deserving than me. We finally got here. It's been here on 4 months." But and then they celebrate Mariah and Mina. But almost immediately, Mariah, well, to whack she tried to whack Mina in the back of the head with the champagne bottle. But Marina wipes that and then kicks it out of her hand. I don't know if he had to use grip on it or what, but if he didn't, man, oh man. But yeah, you can see Mina's heartbroken Mina fears Mina fears Mariah or tackles Mariah into into the table that at ringside of the rampway there. Mina comes a beating, and the commentators point out we don't know if she's been a year or what, but Marina comes up beating. So you can see Mina's heartbroken by the situation. She's heartbroken, quote, that her best friend turned on her. That after she proclaimed her to be the love of her life in a platonic way, they just turned on her. But this was good. I could see maybe not right away, or maybe yes right away, but I could see Mina versus Mariah, which is great. Which Mariah significant does need significant challenges. They'll get Mercedes, but it won't be a it'll be a long time from now. Next we get actually I may have that flipped around. Pretty sure I skipped over Jay White and Hangman. I'm sorry. We got Jay White versus Hangman before the campaign celebration, Mercedes after Mercedes versus Chris Statlander. So we get Hangman versus Switchblade. This was a really great match. What's a surprising outcome? We got a counter ready and he got a power move from Hangman, he got ingenuity between the two. And in the end, Switchblade wins. Jay White is great. Jay would expect him to win this match only because he won them his Wrestle Dream, and I expected Hangman to win here. But I'm so glad for Switchblade. Is looking like they have some significance for him to do now, which I mean, hey yo, how could you not have something significant for Switchblade Jay White, former IWGP champion, dominated Kenny Omega, dominated Kazuchika Okada, two of the biggest superstars in New Japan history. How can you not have something significant for him to do? But anyway, Switchblade wins with the Blade Runner, which is great. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of that. This was uncomfortable to watch at some points. I mean, you had Will Ospreay coming out, still suffering from the effects of the Tiger Driver 98 or the Tiger Driver 97 or whatever it's called. That that Kyle Fletcher butted out on him to get them. And you see it's still suffering from that. Make a statement, Kyle's angry. So we get a lot of business between the two after the brutal kicks from Kyle Fletcher toward the end of the match. A tombstone not through a table, a tombstone on the steel steps delivered to Ospreay. And ever since then, Ospreay's out. We get a couple of brutal kicks. We get a I forget on the other match ends, but Kyle Fletcher does beat Ospreay. I fully expect another match Fletcher in the world. So I expected Ospreay to win, but Kyle Fletcher won. I fully expect a rematch between the two. Well, Ospreay gets his win back. Doesn't hurt Kyle at all. And no Heyman using as the greatest of all time. But Kyle did need this win more than Ospreay did, because Ospreay's the main man. Yeah, Kenny Omega. The first part of his career, Kenny, a good chunk of his career anyway, Kenny yard in AEW. I'm like, okay, doing that because his career is intact, his legend is secure. But anyway, I'll find a little side tangent. So Kyle Fletcher beats Ospreay. Next up, we get Konosuke Takeshita versus Ricochet. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped over again. Daniel Garcia versus Jack Perry. This wasn't a good match. This was some wrestling. I mean, it's really Daniel Garcia. Oddity is so good. I remember hearing about him in the bet in the World Tournament or Battle of Los Angeles or Battle of LA. Battle of Los Angeles. I remember he won 2 of those back to back. So oddity, Daniel Garcia should be in a better position than he's in right now. But he ain't never, I guess. We get Jack Perry versus Dan Garcia, and we get a video package beforehand. Dan Garcia's calling his mother. He leaves a voice message for his mother. His mother leaves a voice message for him. His mother does leave a voice message for him. They go on about how they raised him to do the right thing and everything and to stand up for what's right and everything. But what was great about this to me is the ending thought. So that really made this Panthers heart smile. This Panthers heart smile here. I would hope he is a Christian as well as everyone really having a relationship with Jesus, because the life is way too short and eternity is way too young to not have a relationship with Jesus. But we get Jack Perry versus Dan Garcia. We get some good back and forth between the two. Eventually, Dan Garcia wins. Dan Garcia wins with the Dragon Tamer, and he makes Jack Perry tap out, and he's the new TNT champion. And yeah, I can say Daniel Garcia should be in a better position than he's at right now, but he won the TNT title, so he just won the TNT title, so that's great. And I understand that not everyone can be put at the same time, but that doesn't mean that people can't be put in strong position. They really they really missed a chance with the whole Brian Danielson, William Yuta, Daniel Garcia triangle, where it looked like on multiple occasions that Daniel Garcia was going to turn and join Brian Danielson at the BBC's the Medical Combat Cup. But no, that just kind of fizzled out for some reason or another. And he went back with Jericho. But he's a TNT champion now, so I'm hoping we get a lot more. I'm hoping we get a lot more of him, and not just a lot more of him, but a lot more matches from him because he can. I mean, he can wrestle. I mean, thinking of Brian Danielson, he had two classics with Brian Danielson, one in House of Dragons, I think one on just an episode of Dynamite. But yeah, hopefully it's nowhere but up for Dan Garcia. So next up, we get a match I was particularly looking forward to. We get Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. And when I say this was a mauling, this was a mauling. I mean, think of John Cena and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And, oh, I have to say that, and you know what I'm talking about. Think of John Cena and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. It was that dominant. It was, it was a dismantling of Swerve Strickland by Bobby Lashley. And I expected Bobby to win, because it'd be kind of stupid if he didn't. But but I didn't expect him to win in the dominant fashion. I should have probably, but I didn't expect him to win in the dominant fashion. He slammed he slammed he slammed Swerve down a few times, beat him to the barricade. Swerve gets a little bit of a spot in with a double stomp through the announce table, followed up by a house call and a Swerve stomp in the ring, but Bobby Lashley kicked out. Then Bobby Lashley fills up the barricades, fills them in the ring, gets him in the hood yard, and beats him. With That's great because let's not forget, Swerve is not. I mean, to his credit, he never came to be a good person, but yet not forget all the heinous things Swerve had done. I mean, Swerve's ascent all started because he broke in Hangman's house, paying mind games with him and threatening child. So yes, Swerve's not done paying the debt yet. And yet not forget about what happened with Brian Danielson and Swerve. Speaking of Brian Danielson and Swerve also, um there's something I forgot to mention. In the Will Ospreay Swerve in the Will Ospreay what they call a feature match. Will Ospreay's one down. And Will try for the hidden blade on Kyle Fletcher, but Kyle goes like he brushes it off just like Swerve did, Brian's knee. So I thought that was great too. That was phenomenal. But next up, we get the main event for the soul of AW. Some people thought this was, and I get this, some people thought it was melodramatic, and it was, I guess, but we get Swerve Strickland versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW title, for the soul of AEW, for control of AEW. And this match was a war. I mean, it wasn't even towards the ending. It got better for him, but in the beginning, it wasn't even close. So the match starts off. The announcer introducing John Moxley. Orange Cassidy just pounces on him with an orange punch. Gets gets him down, gets him down at the announce table, starts biting him and punching him and everything. But John Moxley eventually gets the upper hand, and John Moxley just beats the stuffing out of the boy. I mean, we're talking Death Riders on a on the steel depth. We're talking biting an open wound. We're talking blood spurting from Orange Cassidy. He's sporting a real crimson mask. We're talking about pinning it for the sake pinning, and when Orange Cassidy comes out of it, when Orange Cassidy kicks out, he goes right for the choke, right for the mount again, right back to front of him. This was a real great match. The ending was convoluted. When Cassidy comes back a little bit with orange puns, and a beach break, and a big big area by Moxley, only to be outdone by a big area by Cassidy. Then then Keanu Castagnoli and Pac come over the barricade to distract Rick Knox. To his credit, Rick Knox throws him out immediately. With Greg Carmine JR, he goes, "Oh, but JR, they're not doing anything. But Yaki Yak himself. Oh, but they're not doing anything. Oh, but they will, so why not just kick him out anyway?" Rick Knox kicks him out. Um, they don't go anywhere. What happens first is Tommy Release and Mark Briscoe, the rest of Kingdom Racing, come out to attack the Death Riders and Camille or not Camille Marina Sophia's in the ring. The referee distracted because it's Rick Knox. Of course, he's distracted. He goes, Marina Sophia comes in with the briefcase. The briefcase that's supposed to be the AW title then. Comes in with the briefcase, comes Tito and Cassidy with it. But Will Nightingale comes out and takes down Marina Sophia. And Orange Cassidy gets the briefcase and nails John Moxley in the head with it. For kill 2 counts. Moxley, because of I would say, I could see this story running for idiot 2 years, 3 years. Really build some people up. Just from what Moxley's been saying, he wants to rebuild ABU. He wants to tear it down and rebuild it because in his mind, and it's pretty hard to argue with him, in his mind, he started AW. He's he should be the one to tear it down and rebuild it. AW's gone away from what it was originally meant to be, which you don't matter there. Not so matter, but you don't matter. But according to Moxie, AW's gotten away from what it needs to be. So it's up to Moxie to burn it all down and start over again. So we get Owen Cassidy nailing John Moxley's head. Owen Cassidy lined up the orange punch. And Rick Knox stays in the way, just stays in the way of Moxley, just checking on him. I mean, like, bro, what are you doing? I mean, what are you doing? What's happening here? but anyway, Orange Cassidy tried to go for the Orange Punch. He's yeah, I forget exactly how this into. I'm sorry, but Orange Cassidy goes for the Orange Punch. He doesn't get it, and oh John Moxley OBO forgot how this ended, but the ending what happened? I remember. Yeah, what happened is Orange Cassidy goes for the Orange Punch. Roderick Knox is checking on Moxley, which this is this is why that all happened. It still was iffy though. Orange Cassidy goes for the Orange. Rick Knox distracted. Rick Knox is looking at Moxley, and Moxley pins Cassidy. Then then Moxley gets you to pour some chemicals in his mouth and in his eyes. We're probably not gonna see Cassidy for a while. Pour some chemicals in his mouth and his nose. And then and then on and then Hangman Page comes out to try to stop all this. Then Christian Cage comes out with the kill switch and is going to before Jay White comes around and hits the Blade Runner on Christian Cage. And while that's all going on, John Moxley exits out. John Moxley's Death Rider truck, and Joan Vogt and Darby Allin. Darby Allin is all bloody because he just been in a car wreck. But yeah, that's how the soul ends. Yeah, like I say, I can see this running for another 2-3 years if they do it right. I don't know if they will. Only that really really a kayfabe statement by Moxley that he's rebuilt AW. He's really trusted by God with the storyline and everything. So yeah, like I say, it was a fantastic pay-per-view. I can see the ending rubbing some people the wrong way. I didn't nod like it as much as other people did. It did take away as much as it did for some people. But yeah, I gotta say, this was a fantastic pay per view, and I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing the Fallen on Wednesday, and Betsy. I don't think, even though Jay White and Christian Cage came out to get at Moxley, I don't think we get Jay White and John Moxley for a long time. And we may get Christian Cage versus Moxley, that's a possibility, but I wouldn't think so. But maybe we will. And they'll do heel versus heel just to get that contract away from Christian. And if anything, well, Hangman yacht to Jay White. I was gonna say if anything, Hangman will be the next challenger to John Moxley, but he's yacht to Jay White 2 times in a row. So I can't see that happening. Maybe, but I can't see that happening nowadays. But yeah, like I say, fantastic pay per view, and always Wednesday. God bless y'all. Have a happy Thanksgiving.